Welcome to a journey through real-life tragedies, untimely deaths, and unsolved mysteries that haunt the past. Today, we uncover stories of heartbreak, unanswered questions, and the search for truth. Each tale reveals the fragile line between life and loss. Join us as we delve into these tragic and chilling events. The Ozone Disco Fire Tragedy, a comprehensive documentary. On the evening of March 18, 1996, the vibrant city of Quezon City, Philippines, witnessed one of the most harrowing tragedies in its history. The Ozone Disco Fire, a disaster that claimed the lives of 162 people and left countless others scarred physically and emotionally, stands as a grim reminder of the importance of safety regulations and accountability. This documentary delves into the events leading up to the tragedy, the horrifying moments during the fire, and its aftermath, seeking to honor the memories of those lost and uncover lessons that resonate to this day. In the 1990s, Ozone Disco was one of the most popular night spots in Quezon City. Located on Timog Avenue, it was a favorite destination for young adults, students, and professionals looking to unwind. The club's vibrant atmosphere, pulsating music, and colorful lights made it a go-to venue for celebrations, including birthdays and graduations. On that fateful night, Ozone Disco was filled beyond its capacity. The club, designed to accommodate around 35 to 50 patrons comfortably, reportedly held over 400 people. Many were young graduates celebrating the end of the school year, oblivious to the lurking danger. The fire broke out shortly before midnight. Eyewitnesses later reported seeing sparks near the DJ booth, possibly caused by faulty electrical wiring. Within minutes, the flames rapidly engulfed the interior, feeding on the club's flammable materials such as foam insulation and wooden panels. As smoke filled the room, panic spread among the patrons. The club's dim lighting and lack of clear exit signs exacerbated the chaos. Tragically, the club's main entrance, which doubled as its only viable exit, became a deadly bottleneck. Survivors recounted harrowing scenes of people trampling over one another in a desperate bid to escape. Adding to the tragedy, the club's emergency exits were either locked or obstructed. Investigations later revealed that the owners had installed a second exit door that opened inward, a violation of basic safety standards. This design flaw proved catastrophic as panicked patrons pushed against the door, rendering it impossible to open. Firefighters arrived at the scene but faced immense challenges. The intensity of the fire, combined with the club's overcrowding and structural flaws, hampered rescue efforts. By the time the fire was extinguished, 162 lives had been lost, and over 90 people were injured. Many victims died from smoke inhalation, while others were trapped and burned beyond recognition. The identification process was a heart-wrenching ordeal for families. Some relied on personal belongings or dental records to identify their loved ones. The tragedy left a deep emotional scar on the community, with countless families grieving for young lives cut short. The investigation into the Ozone Disco fire revealed gross negligence and multiple violations of safety regulations. Key findings included: overcrowding. The club was filled far beyond its legal capacity. Faulty wiring. Poor electrical installations likely caused the fire. Lack of exits. The absence of functional emergency exits was a major factor in the high death toll. Corruption. Evidence suggested that government inspectors had approved the club's permits despite its clear violations of safety standards. The owners of Ozone Disco, as well as several city officials, were charged with reckless imprudence resulting in multiple homicides and physical injuries. In 2014, nearly 2 decades after the tragedy, the Sandigan Bayan, the Philippines Anti-Graft Court, found several individuals guilty, sentencing them to prison. However, the lengthy judicial process highlighted systemic issues within the country's legal framework. The ozone disco fire prompted widespread outrage and calls for reform. It exposed the dire consequences of corruption, weak enforcement of safety standards, and complacency in disaster preparedness. In response, stricter building codes. The government introduced more stringent regulations for establishments, particularly regarding fire safety. Regular inspections. Authorities emphasized the need for routine inspections and penalties for noncompliance. Public awareness. The tragedy underscored the importance of public awareness about safety measures in public spaces. Despite these efforts, critics argue that systemic corruption and lax enforcement remain challenges in ensuring public safety. To honor the memory of those who perished, there was a makeshift memorial on the site featuring photographs of the victims. This has since been dismantled, and no marker or official memorial commemorates the incident or its victims. The ozone disco fire is a sobering reminder of how negligence and corruption can lead to unimaginable loss. It emphasizes the need for accountability. Business owners and government officials must be held accountable for adhering to safety regulations. Public vigilance. Patrons should be aware of emergency exits and safety measures in public spaces. Systemic reforms. Governments must address systemic issues, such as corruption, to prevent future tragedies. Nearly 3 decades after the ozone disco fire, its lessons remain painfully relevant. The tragedy serves as both a cautionary tale and a call to action, urging society to prioritize safety, enforce regulations, and remember the human cost of neglect. By honoring the memories of those lost, we strive to build a future where such a catastrophe will never be repeated. Tragedies have a profound impact on individuals and societies, leaving scars that often endure for generations. These devastating events, whether natural or man-made, serve as stark reminders of human vulnerability and the fragility of life. From earthquakes that level cities to fires that claim lives, tragedies disrupt the fabric of normalcy, leaving behind tales of loss, resilience, and sometimes hope. Yet, amid the devastation, tragedies also bring out the best in humanity. Stories of selflessness, courage, and unity emerge as communities come together to rebuild and heal. The pain of loss often gives rise to movements advocating for safety, justice, and accountability, ensuring that the lessons of the past are not forgotten. While tragedies remind us of life's unpredictability, they also underscore the strength of the human spirit. They teach us to cherish what we have and strive to create a safer, more compassionate world. Thank you for joining us on this journey through unsolved mysteries, true crime, and tragic real-life events. These stories remind us of the fragility of life and the importance of seeking truth. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.